A very good morning to everyone present here. On behalf of CEPT University and the Faculty of Management, I warmly welcome you to this convocation ceremony. Today is a proud and meaningful moment. It's a moment to celebrate our graduating students, to thank the families and friends who have supported them, and to recognize the faculty, mentors, and all others who have guided and supported them through this journey. When our students first joined the urban management program, many thought they were here to learn how cities should function. And very soon, often by the very first studio review, they realized that cities also teach us how they should actually function. With incomplete information, limited budgets, overlapping responsibilities, and many different voices on the table, that realization is an important step in becoming an urban manager. Over the last 2 years, this program has prepared our students to understand cities in a practical and grounded way. They have studied policy, governance, and implementation, and they have worked on real urban challenges across Indian cities and regions. More importantly, they have learned to work with complexity, uncertainty, and people. At CEPT, we believe urban management is not only about technical skills, but also about values, fairness, responsibility, and a commitment to the public good. So the graduating class we celebrate today has shown these qualities consistently. I would like to thank our faculty, visiting faculty members, institutional members for their dedication, and our students' families for their constant encouragement and trust. And to the graduating class, today you receive a degree, but you also join a lifelong community of CEPT alumni. We hope you carry forward the curiosity, integrity, and sense of responsibility that you have developed here. Once again, welcome to the convocation of FM CEPT, and congratulations to the graduating class of Urban Management 2023. With this, I would like to invite Professor Pranavan, Dean of Faculty of Management, to address the gathering.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Our chief guest, Mr. Harsh Srivastava, and I will just sharing with our faculty colleagues that we first met when I was a student at IIM Ahmedabad, and that relationship continues. My colleagues from Faculty of Management, proud parents and guardians, and most importantly, our graduating students of batch of 2023 from FM. This is a memorable event of accomplishments and a celebration of confirmation and conferment of your achievements. As the Dean of Faculty of Management, hearty congratulations to batch of 2023 who are graduating today. This is your day. A day you have worked hard for and waited for. And standing here, looking at you, at all of you, I can say with confidence, you have earned every bit of this moment. When you first walked onto this vibrant campus, many of you came with a lot of uncertainties, some with excitement, and a few with a quiet question in your mind. Over the 2-year stay, over many late night sessions, chai ka sessions, coffee ka sessions, friendships, failures, successes, and lot more, you didn't just belong, you grew. You learned subjects, but more importantly, you learned how to think, how to ask questions, how to keep going, even when things didn't go as planned. Those lessons won't appear in your testimonials, on your degree certificate, but they will matter the most in your future professional journey. This is a momentous occasion for you, which you will cherish your entire life. I wish you to become extraordinary and outstanding professionals and bring laurels to CEPT and to this country. I also extend my warm appreciation to parents and families who are present here today, whose support and sacrifices have quietly shaped this success. This degree belongs to you as much as it belongs to them. Now to graduating students, as you step out into the professional journey, let me share a few simple thoughts, and also I think continuing with what you have heard in the convocation, university convocation address, and some bit of it was also shared by Professor Astha. First and foremost, stay curious. Cultivate the learning mindset. So while you are graduating today, CEPT and FM and your instructors, tutors have equipped with you a lot of skills and competencies related to be a productive member of the society. However, these academic achievements and fulfill a limited role for your growth as a professional. Learning, unlearning, and relearning by trial and error in your experiential journey is that what will sharpen you to reach your full potential and become the best version of yourself. The world is changing faster than any syllabus ever could. Never assume you know enough. Never let your curiosity die. Today's reality is that you need to tackle a wide range of skills and capabilities, from resilience to AI to stakeholder management, and also dealing with multi-generational teams. And the more you connect the dot across these skill sets, the stronger your management acumen would become. Second is cultivate dual vision. I have also shared this in some of your classes, that effective management lies in the art of balancing when to zoom in and when to zoom out. When we zoom in, we are micromanaging, and that is where we build our credentials. And when we zoom out, we step back and look at the bigger picture: vision, strategy, systems, and long-term impact. We ask, are we doing the right things? And are we aligned with the purpose? You should strive to master the balance as you move forward in your professional journey. Third, believe in yourself and bring the spirit of mudit in life. Mudit, some of you may not be aware of this term. It's a Sanskrit term. I will explain actually what does it mean. You must focus on your signature strengths and values. Always remember not to let tomorrow rob what is today. Do you know that butterflies rest when it rains? Because it damages their wings. So it is okay to rest, reflect, rejuvenate. During the storm of life, you will fly as and when it is over. Problems and crises are part of life. Find the positive in every situation. Every problem and crisis creates silver linings. Don't be afraid to fall. Every meaningful journey includes detours. What matters is not falling down, but how you get back up, wiser and more determined. And in a world that teaches us to compete, mudit, it's a beautiful Sanskrit word, means finding joy in others' happiness. Is refreshing and reminds us that joy is meant to be shared and that we don't become less by celebrating others. And finally, practice humility and gratitude. Again, I recall a Sanskrit sloka. I will also translate it both in English and Hindi for all of you. It says, Vidya dadati vinayam, vinayad yati patratam, patratvad dhanamapnoti, dhanat dharmam tatah sukham. Translated in English, it means knowledge makes one humble, humility begets worthiness, worthiness creates wealth and enrichment. Enrichment leads to right conduct, and right conduct brings contentment. अर्थात विद्या विनय देती है, विनय से पात्रता प्राप्त होती है, पात्रता से धन, धन से धर्म और धर्म से सुख प्राप्त होता है. I believe that gratitude increases well-being. Your focus on your strengths and exercise gratitude for what is going right and all those who support you in your journey. And by this, you will boost your self-esteem and that of others as well. Also, as Dean, it's my privilege to put forth a glimpse of our journey of last year before all of you. We launched our master's program in urban management in 2013, and it's more than a decade later, it is running successfully. We are still, however, carving out our own path and moving ahead with our quest for excellence. Today, as the business landscape is evolving, specialized knowledge and sharp managerial skills are becoming even more important. And as Barjor announced today, happy to share with you that we are expanding our offerings and introducing another specialized MBA program in real estate. This urban Masters in Urban Management will also be, from 2026 onwards, would be converted into a MBA degree program. I'll also share some of our key academic initiatives and events during the year 2024-25. Placements, the batch of 2023, the graduating cohort, demonstrated encouraging placement outcomes. Our graduates joined reputed organizations such as EY, CBRE, KPMG, Deloitte, Pravi Research, CWOS, reflecting the growing recognition of our program among the leading employers in the country in consulting, in finance, in urban property policy domains. The Faculty of Management continues to see significant diversity among our students in terms of both the previous qualification as well as the gender from all over the country. There is consistently higher intake of women students, reinforcing our commitment to the inclusivity and diversity. The current graduating batch comprises 10 students, 1 male, Darshan, and 9 female students. The batch of 2024 comprises 27 students, 12 male, 15 female students. And this continues. For admissions 2025, 24 students registered in semester 1, coming from a wide range of academic backgrounds, including science, design, arts, engineering, architecture. At present, the program has 20 enrolled students with 4 male and 16 female students. So highlighting both interdisciplinarity and strong female participation in the program. In addition to various lectures, guest lectures by eminent experts organized as a part of our pedagogy, the faculty also organized a series of FM seminars during the year that enriched classroom learning with practitioner and policy perspectives, some of which include introduction to systems thinking by Manish Agrawal. He is an ex-partner at many of the big four firms, not one. So I don't know, I don't recall whether he has completed the Char Dham Yatra or not, but at least 3 I am aware. Maybe 1 is left. HBS case discussion on Delhi Metro, Airport Express line by Professor G. Raghuram. He is the author of that case. And then creating bankable urban resilient infrastructure projects by Kiran Avdanullah. He is a senior sector specialist at KFW. Circularity and CT by Dr. Dipali Sinha Khetriwal, co-founder of EcoWork. Some of the important collaborations that we achieved during the year. So 2025 marked an important step in global academic engagement. CEPT University signed a letter of intent with the University of Denver, USA, opening pathways for collaboration, including a student exchange for summer courses and future joint academic initiatives. CEPT University continues its student exchange program with the University of Melbourne, Australia, and one of our students, Varun Kiro, is currently participating in this exchange program. A memorandum of understanding between the International Center for Audit of Local Governance, ICAL, which was established by the Controller and Auditor General of India, and CEPT University, was signed in the month of August 2025. The objective of this MOU is to establish a robust framework for institutional collaboration, fostering cooperation in the capacity building of civil servants and government officers. Coming to the students' achievements and initiatives, while our students actively participated in a wide array of competitions and contributing to academic, policy, and co-curricular platforms, I would like to highlight a few. The Gujarat Institute of Civil Engineers and Architects, they awarded the gold medal to Manasi Sood of batch of 2022. 3 students of batch of 2024, Sairaz, Subbalakshmi, and Vaidehi, qualified for the grand finale of Prajatantra 2025 that was held in Mumbai. And during this event, Vaidehi won 3rd prize in the Mayor's Speech competition. Regarding student publications, Shari's batch of 2023 presented her GRP titled Digital Public Infrastructure Data Exchange through DigiLocker in September 2025 in conference. Dhruv Taparia batch 2024 presented his research paper entitled Evaluating the Discontinuation of India's Supply-Side Affordable Housing Policy for Slum Redevelopment through Frank Fisher Lens. It's a very long title. Dhruv. In Istanbul, and this paper was published in the Journal of Contemporary Urban Affairs. Pankaj Khandelwal, batch of 2024, presented his paper titled Towards Water Plus Compliance, Strengthening Sewerage and Drainage in Morbi, Gujarat, at NIT Patna during the conference on urban resilience and sustainable architecture. Our students attended also a port-led development workshop held in April 2025 at Gift City, organized by Gujarat Maritime University in collaboration with CEPT and other partner institutions. While I also got an opportunity to share my insights on fragmented transportation governance in the country, our student groups presented case studies on Mangalore port-led growth and global smart port, smart city initiatives. The Policy Club, Collective Club, was launched by our students in FM with collaboration with YLSC, Young Leaders for Active Citizenship, in October at the CEPT Auditorium. The first edition of FM Inside, the Faculty of Management's newsletter, was launched on FM Day in November 2025, marking a milestone in student-led communication and reflection. FM Inside is going to be the go-to space for all our stories, achievements, and important updates, a place that connects students, faculty, and alumni. I would also like to share an update on faculty developments. We have Dr. Nilesh Patil, who has joined us as assistant professor in the Faculty of Management. He holds a PhD in finance from IIM Udaipur and a master's degree in management studies from Mumbai University and a bachelor's degree in power engineering. His core specialization is in finance, and he has already started taking a class to the batch of 2025 on urban infra finance. We also marked the retirement of Dr. Gayatri Doctor in the month of November 2025. She has been an essential part of our faculty since its inception and made an incredible contribution both as founding faculty member and also as program chair of MUM. We are happy that she continues to engage with us as a visiting faculty. During this year, one of our faculty members, Dr. Mercy Samuel, curated Urban Renaissance Tech Program for Urban Managers, a credit-based certificate course offered by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in collaboration with CPP and CUPDF. This program followed a blended learning format with physical classes held at CEPT University and other 3 COEs designated by MOHUA, namely School of Planning and Architecture, NIT Calicut, and IIT Kharagpur, and the remaining sessions were conducted online. Dr. Mercy also participated as a panelist in the workshop on shaping the future of waste, which contributed to national policy priorities by generating actionable insights and recommendations to inform the Swachh Bharat mission and strengthen India's waste journey. She also organized a national conference on urban governance and managing future growth of Indian cities, Viksit Bharat at 2047, in March 2025 at CEPT University, in collaboration with the Indian Council of Social Science Research, ICSSR. She participated in the workshop on solid waste management practices in India at IIT Kanpur, where she shared her expertise and insights on waste management in Indore. Other faculty member, Dr. Astha Agrawal, shared her insights with ET Realty on how the budget can boost the real estate sector and drive private investments. This article was published on January 31, 2025. She participated in an insightful discussion at the Chennai Architecture Foundation on how to make market-based instruments work. She also presented the paper entitled Transferable Development Rights Program in Indian Cities, Convenience or Neoliberalism at the annual conference of the Center for Public Policy at IIM Bangalore. She co-authored a paper titled Demand Dynamics in Mumbai's TDR Market, the role of digital transformation in real estate business and urban planning, that was published in the Journal of Marketing and Social Research. And she participated and chaired a session in the Smart Villages workshop organized by the University of Melbourne India Centre in September 2025. These are some of the highlights of the achievements both of our students, of our faculty, of our alums. And while wrapping up my address, congratulations once again to the batch of 2023 and my very best wishes for your journey ahead. Go out with confidence, carry your values with you and make a difference in your work, in your commitments, in your communities and in the lives you touch. Remember, no matter how far you go, this will always be your home. And this institution will always be taking pride in your achievements and will cheer you on always. Now, I request our program chair to introduce and welcome our chief guest. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure and an honor to have Mr. Harsh Srivastava with us here as the chief guest. Mr. Harsh has 30 years diverse experience across governments, businesses, industry bodies, media, think tanks, and civic society. He's the CEO of Public Affairs Forum of India and a senior fellow at the Indian School of Public Policy. Earlier, he was the CEO of Microfinance Institutions Network, which is the self-regulatory organization under RBI of all microfinance providers in India. He has held senior posts in corporate India and at the Confederation of Indian Industry. Harsh has helped manage the process of making India's 12th plan for the erstwhile Planning Commission. He served in the Prime Minister's office on the personal staff of Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee as his deputy speechwriter. He's been a senior advisor to Grant Thornton Bharat, a senior advisor to Meghalaya Investment Promotion Board, and director of the Meghalaya Institute of Governance. He was a member of an advisory committee constituted by the National Commission of Scheduled Castes. Harsh was a journalist and co-wrote India's first book on corporate social responsibility in 1998. He is a member of the Responsible Leaders Network of BMW Foundation Germany. He was an Emerging Leaders Fellow at the Australia-India Institute, Melbourne, and an IVLP Fellow of the US Department of State. Harsh has taught public policy at IIM Ahmedabad, where he did his MBA, and lectured at the Indian School of Business, Australian National University, Melbourne University, other IIMs, and various other B schools. His articles have been published in leading business and national newspapers. It's a privilege to have you here, sir, today, and I invite you to kindly deliver the convocation address.
Good morning. So, graduating students and your parents, your teachers, the current students, the program chair, Dr. Agarwal, who said some very nice things about me, and the dean, Professor Pranavant, who impressed me and everyone else with his erudition and with his knowledge and his focus on values. Thank you for inviting me. I have known your college since when I was studying in IIM Ahmedabad in 1993. So you are the batch of 2023. I was the 1993 batch. And like you, I had passed on 30 years back. And I'm very glad to see this Masters in Urban Management because I think it is a very logical and much needed extension of the work that CEPT was always known for. You know, the point about, planning and therefore urban management that you're good at. So your degree is called the Municipal Governance, Management of, urban management, right? Which is about how cities are run. And municipal government is, or governance, or urban management is about not just the here and now, but also decades hence. You have to worry about what your work will be about today, but how it can also lead to irreversible outcomes. Once a building or a flyover is built, or a park is built, or a metro station is built, or a mall is built, it's going to be there for 50, 60 years. So you have to have that sense, that's what I'm going to talk to you about, that you should be able to think about what the future will be. That is one important lesson that I believe, especially if you're in the urban sphere, because the future is going to be different from today. What I saw in Ahmedabad 30 years ago and what Ahmedabad today is wildly different. 30 years hence, it will be even more so. So, you have to think about demography, you have to think about climate change, industrialization, and even simple things like garbage. Bigger the city, the more the people, more the garbage. How it will change, how will housing change. I read in one of the things that somebody gave a paper on low cost and affordable housing. You'll have even more people. Where is the housing for them going to be? Technology, of course, will change. Businesses will be more. There'll be new kinds of businesses. Those people are saying that many office spaces elsewhere in the world have reduced in size because people are working from home. Tourism will change. So things are going to change. And you have to have that sense in the future to be able to see what it will be, so that the decisions you make today will affect a better future tomorrow and not necessarily make things worse, which sometimes happens. But at the same time, it's what happens tomorrow. Urban management and running a city or being part of a city's governance is also, how is the city being cleaned tomorrow? How is the staff being motivated tomorrow? How is the, hospitals and schools and, transport networks running every day? So there is this duality. Like the dean had said, you have to look at small things and pull yourself back up. You also look at something right tomorrow and 20 years hence as well. And that understanding you must always have as you go out and into the world and practice. The other thing that is, important is, which is briefly mentioned, that as students come from all parts of the country and who are going to work in different parts also, that you have to develop a sense and a better sense of what India's society is and how it is changing, so that it guides your decisions. Because social change, a city is not just the buildings and the people and the metros and the malls, it's also the people living inside it. And that society is not just fixed, it changes, varies. How, when you were growing up, you had a different worldview and a different set of expectations, and what now you want to achieve, which is different from what your parents did. So imagine 20 years hence what it will be. So you have to have a sense of social change. And I noticed I was sent your program brochure, and on page 3 of that it said there are sort of 4 things that are important, and it said social apart from technological, operational and financial functioning of urban areas. So I know that you've understood technology and operations, and professors here have taught you finance. Social change you have to learn for yourself. You yourself are old enough to understand how society is changing, and therefore what the expectations of the people will be 5 years and 10 years and 20 years hence, when the city that they are part of and that you are going to be helping manage. One of the challenges that Professor Astha also briefly mentioned is you have to learn in cities. It's not like engineering where you build a flyover, or IT where you develop a project. There is a lot of complexity in urban management, and there is no always a one clear best answer. In many cases, if there's a software code, there is a clear answer. If there is a financial product, there's a clear answer that the interest rate of this is cheaper than the interest of that. You would have studied net present value and other ways of making financial decisions. But when you're managing large urban spaces, there are always multiple choices, and you have to learn to deal with the complexity. And that is not always the best answer. You have to see what is right now and manage that process. And in that context, you have to also think about, how people will change, how they will react, what will you do one thing, what will their expected outcome be. And when you think about suggestions, when you give suggestions, you must do this and we must do that, because you've learned so much, your experience, everything that you've taught, you will obviously be asked to give a solution. So my advice to you would be, don't just give a solution that matters today. You must think of a solution that changes the system so that it outlasts you. What normally happens is that in a city or anywhere else in India, the people who are important, who are responsible for doing something, if they put a lot of effort, something will get better in the next 2-3 years and they will get an award in the newspaper. But when they leave, they will go away, the system will revert back. It's very rare that you build a system, and a city is a system, as you would have learned, that outlasts you. So you must think, when you give a suggestion, that not only can it be implemented tomorrow, what process changes, what systems and procedures we need to do, that whatever we suggest will be there even 10 years hence. So that of course, knowledge will come when you understand people, when you understand organizations, when you understand, apply what is happening elsewhere in the world. When you think about complexity, you would have also learned this from your labs and other places, that cities have all kinds of stakeholders in it, right? How many of them you can think? There's a government of India, the Gujarat government, the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, the Ahmedabad Urban Development Authority, the electricity company, the metro line. And that is just the government. And there are the legislatures, the corporators, the MLAs, the various religious organizations, the who are there, the landowners, the city, the businesses, and the residents, the immigrants, the migrants, the poor people, the rich. They're all residents on this. And that's why they have their whole expectations, their understanding, what they want from their future. It's all different. But when you think about when an urban management concept in a city, you have to understand how do you bring them all together. Otherwise, each one will do their own thing. So you have to think about how you can learn, and manage this complexity. But the good thing is that you're not alone. I mean, there are cities all over the world. All the cities all over the world, even the richest cities, facing the same problem as Ahmedabad is and any other town will be, or any other city. So there is also the good part is that whatever you're doing, someone somewhere has already done it before. So it is not completely relevant. It may be different, but you have that also the great knowledge of you can just Google and find out. There is a difference. Brazilian society will be different from Indian society, will be different from German society. But nevertheless, the advantage you have in studying urban management is that it is something that everyone else is also living through and handling and growing through. So you will be able to learn from, and who knows, in the future you'll be able to contribute also to what you do will be learned somewhere else in some other country. That this is what, and this point about the challenge of people and the challenge of handling in a city, the demographic challenge and the democratic challenge is also true in cities, as you would have studied in government. The challenge in municipal governance is there's no clear authority, there is no elected mayor. So I've come from Bombay, and yesterday the elections were declared for the city, and of course one party won. But imagine if you were suddenly to advise the new corporators in Bombay, what would you tell them are the important things that you can do first? Everyone say, oh, they have a 75,000 crore budget. How would you spend that first? So one of the things you have to understand is in urban management that how can you engage with the corporators and the municipal commissioner and others. In one, I heard from Professor Pranavan's speech that you are engaged in a policy think tank with VILAC, Young Leaders for Active Citizenship. That is run by my friend Aprajita Bharti, and it's a very good connection. All of you, the future students, you should engage with VILAC more and that center that you have, and see what ideas and suggestions they give you so that when you graduate and when you pass out and when you have to deal with local politicians, which you will even, whatever else you're studying, you'll always have to deal with them. So what strategies and what suggestions she makes and VILAC makes is worth doing. I move on to another topic. When I studied my management, the most succinct, simplest and most complex definition of management was that management is the managing of men and women. And that's all that management is. You have to manage other people, right? So to be a good manager, you have to manage others. And I confess that I'm not very good at that, into managing others. But the point is, you have to learn the process. You cannot study managing others. You have to learn it. And the process of learning it, you have to practice it. You will make mistakes, but don't be scared of that. One is the theoretical mistakes, but the practical mistakes, yes, they can have consequences, but you have to have that confidence that, okay, I will learn. I will make a mistake, and the managing of people, the managing of, others, especially in the urban context, there are all kinds of other agencies that you have done and I just talked about. You have to somehow manage and relate with all of them. And one of the things that you will learn in career is how do you manage your boss? That's also going to be an important thing. And those of you who are going to be working in cities, you will invariably find that it is the IAS officers who are the heads of the cities, and they think they know everything, and they sometimes do, but not always. So your challenge is going to be, how do you earn their respect, the respect of your bosses, whether it's your technical abilities, whether you're hardworking, whether you're able to think about the future, whether you're able to come back with a solution that seems to work. So learning how to handle people, your colleagues, your team members, people from other departments, your bosses, the corporators, the politicians, that's another challenge, and which you learn through hard work and practice. Just a few more points. You've all studied climate change and climate resilience. This, I think, is going to be the far bigger issue than it was, say, 30 years ago or 35 years ago. At our time, it didn't matter so much, but it's already matters, and it's going to matter much more. Think about the related challenges of heat, water, sanitation, still more garbage, and no city is going to be able to solve for all of them, right? And in some ways, you can think that if things are bad today, if you see, In many smaller towns, things are not so clean. Ahmedabad is still well run, but many others are not. What will it be some years hence? Not just 20 years hence, but in 5 years hence, what do you think the challenge is? The number of heat waves, the amount of garbage, the water challenges that we will face. So we have to think about that again in the additional context of managing people and managing projects and managing stakeholders and managing politicians. Dealing with the climate, you have to deal with it now. It already exists. We can't reverse climate change. So let me give you an example of thinking about the future and the challenges of the future. Almost all of you know about Bangalore. Some of you have been to Bangalore. Anyone you talk about Bangalore, what is the one thing people will say bad about Bangalore? Traffic, right? Everyone says bad. But I've had this belief, and I've been going to Bangalore since 1996 when I was writing research in my book, that every big city in India is only 5 years behind Bangalore and its traffic problems, right? I mean, you have seen the catastrophe that Ahmedabad's traffic is, right? Really, it is a catastrophe. It is really, but just think 5 years hence, what will it be? How much worse the traffic in Ahmedabad will be. They'll have 5 more flyovers, right? But the traffic will be worse. So the point about thinking about the future is, by the way, there are also advantages. There'll be smarter AI, which I don't know, maybe you will apply it. There'll be smarter, some climate tech, there'll be some new financial model. But the problems will also get worse. So the point is that no city can think of itself as ahead of everyone else. I mean, the city that was the cleanest city has suddenly been brought to its knees. But this even more simple thing about water. I mean, it is more difficult to solve the garbage problem, which they did. To solve the water problem, to build clean water is not very complicated. But yet they couldn't do it. So truly, all cities and all systems will have a bigger challenge. Then, I want to bring another things that when we study in these nice places and we make these nice presentations and we make these case studies in studios and we have come up with nice theoretical knowledge, very relevant. But with one set of people we don't always think about. And because we are in Ahmedabad, in the land of sort of Gandhiji, so Gandhiji had a maxim that recall the face of the poorest person and the most weakest man you have seen and ask yourself if whatever step you contemplate is going to be of any use to them. So my appeal to you is think about the poorest in everything that you do. Because regretfully, we might be the third largest economy in a few years, we are already the fourth. We are still the nation with the maximum number of poor people in the world, in the simple largest number of poor people. And that isn't going to change even in the cities. And more of the poor are going to come to cities. So at least in my lifetime, I am sure that there will still be poor people in cities. Maybe at the end of your lifetime, we will have banished poverty. But my point to you is that whenever you think and whenever you make decisions, when I think about it, think about how it will impact the poor, apply Gandhiji's maxim, so that you don't forget that in whatever ideas and whatever new buildings and new malls you build and everything else you do. And when you think about poor, it's also the dignity. We've all read about the Zomato and the strikes, the gig workers. What are they fighting about? One is the challenges, but also dignity. That thing you mustn't forget in all the buildings design, where will the poor be? Lastly, you are part of a very exclusive club. There is no other course in India, right, that teaches this subject. Is there anything else? One or two. You are probably the best. You are the best, right? And so the point is you should learn as you pass out from your seniors and teach your juniors. You have to, your alumni network is 200 strong. Build it, work on it, And remember this, you are really the different part. You're going to change the country. My belief is that in 5 years, I hope that some of you should be coming back here and giving a case study about your work to the professors, that they can include them in their studies. And I hope you'll be in touch with your professors, just like Professor Panamant and I have been in touch. In 10 years, I'm assuming some of you, maybe a few of you, should be coming and giving guest lectures to this college. And in 25 years, one of you had better be the chief guest here, right? Now as you pass out, my sort of final thing, which echoes what Professor Panamant said, make your nation, that is India, your families, and your teachers proud of all your accomplishments. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really thought-provoking. Now, moving on to announcement of faculty level awards of proficiency. The first category of awards is Academic Excellence Awards. The award certificate for academic excellence in the first year goes to Vishal Kumar. I request Vishal to come on the stage. The Academic Excellence Award for the second year goes to Shahrish Khan. Congratulations, Shahrish. Would you like to? So there's this third category of award for the best research project, and it goes to Sharish once again. Sharish's directed research project topic was digital public infrastructure, data exchange through DigiLocker, for which she is getting the award. Also, the award for best research project goes to Darshan PR. Darshan's topic was analysis of the fiscal framework and financial empowerment of urban local bodies in India, a focus on Gujarat. Congratulations all the winners, and thank you, Mr. Harsh. I request you to please take your seat. Now, finally, the time to confer degrees to the graduating batch, the moment that we all are waiting for. So I would request Dean Professor Pranvan to come on the stage and give the degrees. The chairman and members of the Board of Management of CEPT University, on the nomination of the Executive Council, have conferred upon the following students the degree of Master of Management Studies, Urban Management. I'll announce the name and request you all to come one by one to collect. Ms. Aisha Raut, Darshan PR, Afale Gauri Dattatreya, Shinde Mansi Shashikant, Neeti Simon Gidam, Shahrish Khan, Shruti Patnaik, Tina CM, Upasana Gangopadhyay. Thank you, sir. Congratulations to all of you once again. Now I request Sharish Khan, who's an award winner of Academic Excellence Award at the university level here, as well as the Best Research Project at faculty level, to please come here and share her experiences.
I don't have to stand on my toes today. So it's been a while, it's been such a long time that one of our classmates is married now. To begin with, I would like to thank all of you for being here for such an important day to this batch. Your presence, your support, and you being present here to bid us a goodbye means a lot. It is the first time that I wrote something last minute, and I was not prepared to speak, which everyone knows, or they say that is Harish's USP, to speak. I blame it on the overwhelming emotions I feel when I think that this might be an end of a chapter, but I'm sure it would be a beginning of a better one. That's my mom, everyone. I asked my friends, my family, my sister, everyone, that what should I include in this speech. My mom said, "Jada mat bolna, keep it short." My best friend Tanu said, "Don't trip." Aljan said, "Maze karna, be humble." Devansh said, "Thank everyone." And my sister said that remind people that life is not about being academically excellent, because you can always work hard for a best research project. But humbly speaking, this day is more about gratitude than celebration for me. I decided to join CEPT when I was in 12th standard. I decided I'll be walking through this campus one day, and I'm very glad that I get to share some words on my last day as a student here. I want to thank everyone who has been part of this journey, so here goes my vote of thanks. I begin with God Almighty for making me his favorite child. I want to thank our dean for seeing more capabilities in me than I did myself. Next thanks goes to Gayatri ma'am for being my guide not only during DRP, but since the first semester itself, when she told me how to beat a blocked nose. For always telling me कि tension मत लो, आराम से हो जाएगा सब, and her endless reminders to finish the paper. To Mercy ma'am for telling me not to stay in the grey area, always ask questions in gain clarity because that will be your it thing. To Astha ma'am for showing us in her lectures that things hold deeper meaning than they actually seem. To Shelly ma'am for teaching me the formula to note down what worked and what did not work at the end of every event. To our guest faculty for making me realize that showing up once a week can have a very big impact as long as you show up, even if it's 8 a.m. classes. To the jury members for scaring our souls on jury day and to tell us that it's okay to be scared if you can perform well. To our TAs for adding a little zest in every semester, for giving us something new for a change. To Jyoti ma'am and Jenny for telling me ki koi baat nahi, we'll not put your photo on Instagram. Jyoti ma'am giving me reminders that I had to submit all my pending degree documents and other documents. Also her reminding me on WhatsApp that I've mailed you, check your email. To Suresh Bhaiya and Mahendra Bhaiya for his har roz chai, I miss that in office a lot now. To our juniors and seniors for giving us things to talk about. To my classmates, the 9 little monsters that we are, we would fit in one lift, we would fit in one single auto in Udaipur, we will fit in one single tractor in Kheda, but we will still have room left for our opinions, for our fights in mother tongues that no one would understand, and more importantly, moments of fun and giggle in between all those fights. And finally, my family, my pillars of strength, my father. You are everything I aspire to be. You have given me the confidence to stand in rooms I thought I never could. To my mother for keeping me in check. You taught me what love should look like, for being my biggest cheerleader and my therapist. To my sister, she said not to say this, but she is my favorite person in the entire world, my baby sister. Everything I do is just so that you can go brag about me to your friends that how cool your sister is. To my friends and loved ones who supported me from miles away, their love, support, and prayers have brought me here. Thank you everyone for trying very hard to get the pronunciation of my name right. It is Seherish Khan. It rhymes with cherish. Over and out, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharish, for making all of us smile and have tears too. Now, I would like to invite Darshan to share a few words.
So, firstly, thank you guys for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, Pasna, for helping out late night to write my speech. A very warm welcome to my faculty members and my lovely girls, my juniors, and our parents and siblings. Before I start, it's a quick reminder, my speech is running a little longer, like all my presentations, but don't worry, this is officially the last speech you will be hearing from me. And standing here feels a little wild because few years ago, this same person had 7 backlogs in his bachelor's degree. There was a time when I wasn't dreaming about master's or career. I was just dreaming about passing the exam. And today, I am standing here after finishing my master's and somehow even winning an award. So yes, CEPT believes in planning, process, and sometimes redemption also. Before admission, I was talking to a senior and he asked me, what does a district collector do? So I said, he manages a city. And he replied, congratulations, you will be doing the same after your degree also. And 2 years later, reality has hit us hard and we know how it's going. And when I came to CEPT, I was in full of imposter syndrome, doubting about myself with my language, with my English, and doubts whether I will definitely belong here, and very serious doubts about how I would survive in a class full of girls. The first few months I was mostly silent, then slowly between studio, critics, deadlines and panics, I found my space in the class. Initially till my first semester, I was looking everything from outside and see how these girls are like talking continuously, shouting among themselves, and I'm not getting any content out of them. But when I started getting involved with them, and it was like absolutely crazy, and yeah, so that's one thing. And CEPT has honestly been an insane journey of learning. And of course, Faculty of Management has been about learning, unlearning, and realizing half the things we thought we knew, we actually didn't. I would like to start with thanking the pillars of Faculty of Management, our beloved faculty members, our Dean Pranavan sir, and Professor Dr. Mercy ma'am, and Professor Dr. Gayatri ma'am, Professor Dr. Asta, Jyoti ma'am, and Jenny, Shelly ma'am, Shirupa ma'am, Rajinikanth Trivedi sir, Mukul Vasavada sir, Shailesh Trivedi sir, Anish Chinubai sir, Vatsal sir, and Prata, who were with me throughout all the 2 years. And finally, Mahendra Bhai and Suraj Bhaiya for bringing us chai at the right time. And secondly, I would like to thank my family, especially my father, mother, and brother, who is here as well, sitting at the back. And even when some of my decisions made them pause, but they let me allow to explore the opportunities and gave me the freedom to go and explore things. Next goes to the badass girls, Aisha, Gauri, Mansi, Neeti, Shruti, Sharish, Tina, Upasana, and Vijayta. You made classes louder, smarter, and way more fun. One thing I'll miss the most is gossiping with you. Honestly, I was more excited about hearing the gossip than attending classes. If CEPT ever had given credits, then I think FM would be on top of list. And next, of course, the hostlers, especially our juniors sitting at the back. You guys made nights better than days. And late night chai, random conversations, studio stress at 2 a.m. and still somehow reaching the juries or the classes. And few things that I can't say on stage. A special shout out to my people in Masters of Construction and Engineering Management. I hung out with them so much that I didn't even miss my guy friends there. And thank you for that. Finally, I would like to thank my bachelor's friends, seniors and juniors also. Thank you guys. So as we stand here about to enter our premium adult lives with EMIs, responsibilities and back pains, there are few things I am trying to follow after CEPT. Don't overreact and make the problems worse. Don't think life has a final answer key, and be yourself even if that version is slightly weird. And please try to be yourself even when it's uncomfortable and messy too. I accept I made several decisions that were not exactly smart, but some decisions I made out of cinematic value, which has zero regrets, and thanks Upasana. CEPT didn't keep learning limited to submissions and juries. It gave me space to explore opportunities in photography, being a teaching assistant, serving as a sports secretary, and say yes to opportunities I never thought that I would handle. Sometimes in the chaos, I stopped doubting myself and started believing that I actually belong here. I leave CEPT not just with a degree, but with confidence, friendships for life, the family, the so-called family, and the stories I'll be telling for years. Thank you, CEPT, not just for the education, but for the belief. And I would like to end with some Tamil dialogue. எங்கிருந்து வந்தோன்னு முக்கியம் இல்லை, எங்கே வந்து நிற்கிறோன்றது தான் முக்கியம். And it translates to where you start doesn't define you, where you dare to go does. Congratulations to all of us. We'll meet you guys soon in your next weddings. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshan, for being candid and for showing us that humility is always the best value. Now I invite Dr. Mercy Samuel to share a few words.
Thank you, Professor Astha. So to all my dear students, the journey that we had of courses and the studios are one of the very memorable journeys. The Kheda studio, as we all remember, the small city, a city with no parks, and that was a revelation for Neeti, that there exist cities which don't have parks. And we were very much surprised with that. Well, Astha asked me to say something, but I think everything has been already said by Professor Pranvant and Harsh sir. Nothing great left for me. But I would only like to say one thing, that please keep moving in life. You are in a different world altogether now. Just now, where you were in the university, you were under protected realms. We used to scold you. But now going ahead, you will rarely find anybody scolding you, but settling scores with you. That would be how it would go ahead. So be you, be who you are. Never try to change yourself, but try to forge ahead, and with grit and perseverance. And sometimes in life what happens that you might have to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 steps behind. You might have to go back. Sometimes you might have to restart. But you know, before a plunge, a step back always gives a longer leap. Take it that way. And सर ने तो संस्कृत के खूब सारे श्लोक दिए हमें, बट आप लोग थोड़ा ज़ेनज़ी हो ना, तो I will pull up a line from Kishore Kumar. I don't know if you have heard it any time. So one of his songs, he says that रुक जाना नहीं कहीं हार के, right? So a comma is always good, but keep moving with grit, with perseverance, with consistency. Even if it is a slow movement, it's all right, but never stop, right? All the best. And we are all here. You are the brand ambassadors of Masters in Urban Management program of CEPT University. And as sir said, this is your home. You can always come back to us. You can talk, discuss, deliberate your dilemmas. And we are all here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mercy. Now, before I formally thank everybody associated with the ceremony here, I would like to make a few important announcements as Jyoti has asked me to. She is very particular about things. The food counter, both regular and Jain, for Faculty of Management have been arranged in the South Lawns. Counters will be live from 12:45 onwards. The graduated batch can collect their original mark sheets from Jyoti here in the auditorium before going for lunch. Do that. And after this ceremony, we will assemble for group photographs. With this, we come to a close of this ceremony. I formally announce the faculty level convocation ceremony close. And I would like to thank everybody for this wonderful time that we have here. This is culmination of a 2 years journey that this batch has made, and an even greater time, a longer time that all the faculty members, all our associates, all the administrative staff people, everybody has spent to provide us this ecosystem that has enabled us to be here today and cherish our achievements. So thank you, everybody. Wish you a lovely day. Thank you. So now we assemble for the group photographs in the order. All the university level award winners, the chief guest, and the faculty members, please come to the stage for the photograph.
हो गया ना, इमोशंस तो ठीक है. I'm also a retiree.
आप दोनों कभी रिटायर नहीं हो सकते. Never retire. Teachers will always have this.
Always say my parents never retires. तुम भी आ जाओ ना.
Please be there. Be there. All the graduates. We're going to up. All three.
Convocation 20.
All the students. आजा ऊपर आजा फटाफट.
Yes, ready? One, two,